We are happy to be here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. All of that off-season work, all that training, everything that you put in, it all comes to right now. We got two hungry teams that are really antsy to try to get to 1-0 to start the year.
Yeah, I know that chain crew is ready to go. I saw them before the game running some 30-yard sprints to warm up. So they're ready to go.
Running some 30-yard sprints, he said. I can't laugh. I was exhausted walking up the steps here, and so were you,
Same
sir.
here, yes. Won't deny it.
Thibodaux has, let's see, that's 0, I believe. False back deep. No big surprise. And they also have maybe 9. That'd be Andre Jones. That's 9's a linebacker. I don't think he's back deep.
0.
0, okay.
3, it looks like.
3 would make more sense. That's a receiver, Dominic Blanchard.
The numbers are kind of hard to see on their jersey. It's kind of folded.
Yeah, it's the opposite of Terrebonne. We could see the numbers, but yeah, you're right. Their numbers are kind of thin and they're wrinkled up a little bit. Serrano will be kicking it away for the Tarpons left or right. We've waited all off season for this. Let's have some fun. We're underway with a little pop kick towards the sidelines that is going to be caught at the 30-yard line. Making a man miss towards the sideline, hit and stacked up near midfield is number 10 for Thibodaux. That's Bell. So great opening field position for the Thibodaux Tigers.
Yeah, that's not the results the Tarpons wanted on that kick.
And that's where Cohen Jaro is going to lead the Tigers offense out onto the field. The ball's going to be on the left hash for the first snap of the game. See if that South Lafourche defensive front could stiffen up. Lined up in that wing T set. Under center, there's going to be a lot of motion. It's a dive on the first play and a very nice gain, driving across midfield, pumping his legs, and he's got a first down on first down. That's 23 on the carry, Amari Griffin.
The Tigers will pick up a first down.
Yeah, Thibodaux had success on their right side offensive line. They got a good push up front.
So they're at the Tarpon 40-yard line, bright and early, trying to make something happen. The wide receiver flanked out wide is Jacob Terrell. The Tigers sending a man in motion. It's a dive again and a huge hole. He may house this one. The Tarpons are going to stack him up, and he's going to get pushed down at about the 15. But my goodness, just 2 dives for the Thibodaux offense, generating a big old push. That's 23 again on the carry, Amari Griffin, and they're now in the Absolute Fitness red zone. Not a great start for the Tarpon defense.
That was a 25-yard gain.
And they're quickly on the ball. They're sensing that there's some blood in the water. I'm sensing it's going to be a dive again until they stop it. Man in motion. There's the dive, and the Tarpons stop. Loss of yards there. The tackle for a loss, coached by Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. Darrell Jones stops him for a loss back at about the 17-yard line.
That's a nice play by Darrell. Coming up and hit running back in the backfield.
So it'll be 2nd and 11, 10:47 and counting in the opening quarter, just underway. Thibodaux returned the opening kick to midfield and has been on the move. Will this be the first time in the game that Gyro puts it in the air? Waiting on the snap. It's a sweep this time, trying to get outside. They do turn the corner, and it's a house call for the Thibodaux Tigers. Number 3, Dominic Blanchard puts it in the house. Thibodaux shows that they could run up the middle. Thibodaux shows that they could bounce it to the outside. And the Tigers strike first. It's 6-0.
That play, the Tarpon defender was in the right spot. He just got beat to the outside. He gave up his outside leverage. Running back did a good job planting his foot in the turf, turning upfield.
So Blanchard scores it, the senior wide receiver. Now we're going to see a point after, attempted by, looks like Zach Hutchinson. It is not raining at all right now, so the conditions should be good. That ball should be able to stay dry. The snap is there. The kick is up, and it is right down the middle. So Thibodaux gets the opening kick, goes straight down the field and scores. Tarpon's got to figure out some things defensively. It's 7-0. We just got rolling. We're going to keep it right here. Boss man, what did you see on that possession defensively? The Tarpons just kind of looked a step slow there on the defensive
and
side.
look, when they run that wing tee, a lot of it, when you block it, is angles. And Thibodaux had good angles, had some good holes, and the Tarpons are getting pushed back on the line of scrimmage. We talked about in pregame where the Tarpons would have to come up and win the battle up front. On their first series, they did not do that.
How hard is it? And look, I'm not making any excuses, but you're doing scout team practicing against that. You can't run it like they do. So you probably never seen it run at this speed. It probably does take a little while to get used to, right?
And that was my point. Asking Coach Young on the interview during the week, they got so many guys going both ways when you can't go one against one.
Yeah.
You got some subs, and look, it is what it is. They're subbing for a reason. The other guys are better than them. So they're not really getting a true picture in practice.
Pierce, Hughes, and Thibodaux are back deep for the Tarpons. 7-0 Thibodaux in the early stages.
This was a bright spot for the Tarpons last week, their kick return team.
Hutchinson does have a pretty good leg. We'll see where they'll be starting the return from. Ball falls off the tee. He's got it back on the tee. Comes away. Good kick, and it's a touchback. What did I tell you?
Yeah.
So the Tarpons will be starting at their own 20. That's where Josh Mack will lead the boys out. See if South Lafourche could answer the Thibodaux touchdown with one of their own.
Thibodaux goes 4 plays on 51 yards for the score.
We talked special teams early. How about a return to the 50 and then a touchback? Field position, hidden yards.
Yep, so far Thibodaux's got the advantage there.
Mack is in the gun. He's got Hughes and Thibodaux with him. Hughes in motion. Inside handoff to Thibodaux. He's hit and stacked up. Big number 95 for Thibodaux. Slinging him back after a short gain as Kamari Carter maybe got a yard.
Yeah, Thibodaux defense did a good job right there, plugging up that middle.
Could be second and a long 9. Tarpons are quickly on the ball. Mack looks to the sideline. Dre Trosclair is the defensive coordinator for the Thibodaux Tigers this year. He's pulling double duty. Mack waiting on the snap. Inside handoff to Thibodaux, picking through the line. He got a little bit, not a whole lot. 48 on the stop for Thibodaux. Roland Vining, pickup of about 2 will bring up 3rd and long.
Thibodaux did actually a good job on there. He showed some patience. The hole didn't open up right away. He showed patience, but the Tigers are closing the hole pretty quick.
And they got some big boys. Well, you see those big defensive linemen. Saw it last night in the NFL game. The way to wear those guys out is to stay on the field and have a sustained drive. It's 3rd and 7 here for South Lafourche. Mack in the gun. Terrence Petrie in the slot. Play action. Mack rolls out. Looks down the field. He's got Petrie wide open. It's a Golden Motors first down and more. Cuts inside. Now back out. He's pushed out to the 44. Trey, I'm going to give you a hint. You're going to want to guard one a little more tightly than that. He was wide open.
Yes.
That's a Golden Motors first down. Easy pitch and catch for Mack.
That was a gain of 20. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll take it. 22.
Yep, Tarpons get it all the way to the 45-yard line. Heck, we'll go ahead and call that one a blue boot bomb. 1st and 10. Mack, inside handoff to Thibodaux, hit and stacked up after a gain of about a yard. That Thibodaux front just isn't giving a whole lot right now. They're doing a good job against that run.
Now, if you're the Tarpons, stay patient here. You're gaining positive yards. It's only 1, but it's positive yards. You're going to break one.
8:50 and counting. South Lafourche again very quickly on the ball, staying in that no huddle. And this is going to be coming back no matter what it is. There's a trick play, and they're all wide open, but it's coming back, and I'll tell you why. It's a long pass down the field. It's going to be interference.
Oh, my.
No, not going to be interference. The Tarpon fans are livid, and rightfully so. It was blatant pass interference on Thibodaux not called. but Dre Hughes never got set on the snap, so this is going to be a legal motion 100% on South Lafourche.
And look, my bad. Once again, good execution by the Tarpons on these trick plays. Just, you got to get set.
Yeah, I think they were going a little too quick. And Dre saying, "Hey, what did I do?" He wasn't set. You know, they were going a little too fast. They snapped the ball while he was still moving. Thibodaux, ironically enough, is going to decline the penalty, make it 3rd and 9. So that's an interesting decision. Does BJ put that in his back pocket, though? Because, bro, everybody was open. If they want to run that one again.
They actually going to.
Well, the referee said decline.
I'm not
But the officials moved the ball. Yeah, Dre's saying, hey, I don't want the penalty, bro. Like, yeah, the white hat said decline. The umpire moved the ball back. Yeah, now they're going to make it 3rd down and 9. Well, the 46-yard line. Tarpons try the trickeration, and boy, they were open. Now, here's my question. How did they miss that pass? I mean, the defensive back just tackled the wide receiver.
I'm not sure.
And they would have made it offsetting. It would have still been 2nd and 9. And now it's 3rd and 9. Mack in the gun. Strong side of the field to the right. He's got the snap. Going to shoot it down the seam. It's caught by Petrie. He does not have the first down, but he is close. And it's close enough to where BJ might think about at least trying to draw them off sides here on 4th and 3. The dilemma you run into is you haven't been able to run it at all. I don't think you could run and get 3 yards here.
I think they're going to try and draw them off sides. I don't think he's snapping that ball here.
Still 19 on the play clock. They look to the sidelines. It's 4th and 3 from the Thibodaux 49. BJ Young looking over at his offensive staff. Will the Tarpons snap the football here? Yep, they will. Nope, Mack will punt it away. Doesn't have a whole lot of depth to it, but it does take a nice Tarpon roll, and it'll be killed at the 23-yard line. So Thibodaux's going to have to drive a little farther down the field than they did last time. But their defense stiffens up and gets off the field.
Tarpon defense here. Now they actually going to spot the ball at the 20. Okay, what are you doing?
We're struggling early.
23.
Bob. We're struggling early.
Tarpon defense has a job right here. You got to stop the Tigers on this drive.
Yeah, you don't want to fall behind 14-0. 7:45 to go. Thibodaux's going to have a couple of snaps, and then we're going to have that heat and humidity break. See if South Lafourche could put them against the chains. Gyro's been putting it in the belly of Big 23 Griffin. Let's see if that's how they start this drive.
Counter.
It's going to be a counter, and they got a wall. Tarpons are going to give up a big play again. Bouncing outside, across midfield, shoved out of bounds. It's another big one for Thibodaux. That's Gyro. The Tarpons have no answer for this Thibodaux offense so far in the early stages.
No, man. That's what you know it's coming. They run that often. And the Tarpon had a guy to possibly prevent a long gain and just missed the tackle. He got out maneuvered for the ball.
They marked him out all the way to 46. I thought maybe he got a little farther than that, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. What did we tell you in the pregame? A lot of guys are going to touch it. We've already seen a lot of guys touch it. And at what point do they play action and go deep down the field? There's a receiver unguarded out there. It's going to be a run off tackle this time, another huge gain. And it's going to be another 1st down across the 35 to the 31. That's the Blanchard.
First down for the Tigers. Tackle made by the 19-yard Torres.
Torres makes the stop for Big Blue. But you don't want your safeties making tackles in the run game. We got to do a little better up front.
No, and like you mentioned the play before, you got to watch. These safeties will start coming up. Wouldn't surprise me soon if they go to a tight end straight down the field.
1st and 10 from the 31. Gyro in the center. It's an outside run. They've got a wall again, and it's going to be a long run and maybe even a house call. They're going to lower the shoulder to the 6-yard line. Gets shoved out of bounds there. That's Cohen Gyro again. He looks to be a little slow getting up. We hope he's okay. Well, boy, the first drive, it was a lot of inside running. Now Thibodaux showing that they could get outside on the Tarpons. Gyro is down on the turf.
Yeah, and look, the Tigers are doing a good job on offense. To get these guards are pulling out,
Yeah.
and they're just not pulling and looking. They're going to hit someone. They're doing a good job so far of executing in that wing T offense.
How did Tyler Lewis say that a couple weeks ago? I want my linemen to get to the safeties. Well, Thibodaux's linemen are getting into the second and third levels. But this injury timeout is brought to you by Thibodaux Regional. And, boy, the thing that you don't like to see is they're already signaling to the card out there. That's not good. There's Cohen Gyro, this senior running back. Don't want to speculate, but boy, it looks like they're kind of looking at like the shoulder or like collarbone type of thing. Doesn't it, Brian?
Yeah, it does.
.6:58 to go. They're taking a look at an injured Thibodaux player. Luke, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and take a 1 minute break. A 1 minute break. Thibodaux's on the move. We have an injured player. We'll be back in a minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
My name's Courtney Dewey. My name's Cameron Ojo. I'm Caitlin Tiger. My name's Phoenix Bure. I'm Julie Conley. I'm Caitlin Luke. I'm Caroline Heba. My name's Carla Wallace. I'm Marley Roberts. My name's Vicky. We are the South Food Varsity Volleyball Team, and we support Bayou Sports. Go Stars!
We certainly hope that young man is okay. They're tending to him now. They'll have him in medical care in just a second.
Trying to get an update.
And they're loading him up now. See Coach Clark out there, the athletic director at Thibodaux High School. One of the best of the best. Have a scoreboard update over from Terrebonne High School at Tom B. Smith Stadium. Both Terrebonne and Riverside have gotten one possession. They have both scored a touchdown. It's 7-7 out there in that ball game as Gyro being wheeled away. That's a senior, man. So, I mean, not that you ever want to see anyone get injured. We certainly do not. But, boy, we hope that there's not any serious injury there that could jeopardize his final season. The ball's at the 7-yard line as play will resume.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
No, that's tough, especially on opening day. Not that it's ever okay, but yeah, that's tough. Tarpon's got to stiffen up here on defense. It'll be first and goal for the Tigers. They have had no answer against this wing T.
Oh. Knee. Okay, thanks.
Be first and 10. Gyro under center. Gets the snap. He's going to keep it this time and roll out. He's going to throw it to the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. They get it to the corner of the end zone and a really nice touchdown grab by Amari Griffin. And Thibodaux proves that they could throw it as well as they could run it. It is 13-0 Tigers, and those guys in blue better wake up. It has been a rough start to the game for South Lafourche.
Truck is telling it's a knee injury.
That's unfortunate. We await the extra point try from Hutchinson.
Hutchinson set the kick.
Tigers have jumped on them early. We'll see if the Tarpons have a response. We await the snap. The snap is a little high but gets down. The kick is up and right down Broadway. So it's 14-0 Thibodaux. Luke will be back in 1 minute. Thibodaux leads 14-0 here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
Still on the sideline without.
So they're going to bag this thing up 15. The Tigers are going to be kicking from the 25, which should now allow a return. The last one was a touchback. But it's 14-0. Thibodaux has gone down the field like clockwork in the early stages of the game.
This should allow the Tarpons to get a good return.
Hughes, Pierce, and Meathead are back there. There's a big hole in the middle of the field. If they could just kind of pop one there around the 25-yard line, it maybe cause a little chaos.
Hutchinson kicking off.
Hutchinson has a big old leg. We'll see what he could do with the football. Ball's on the tee, and we rock and roll. It's a line drive, wobbly kick that Dardar will have go through his arms, and the Tarpons are in a bind out there. Hughes will pick it up near the end zone. He's going to be hit and dropped near the 15, and boy. So much for good field position. Thibodaux turns that into a very good situation.
Yeah, the ball was hit like on a line drive. Dardar tried to come up and catch it. I think he just misread the ball, but it almost went in the end zone. Tarpons got deep in their territory.
Yep, and it's tough, man, to go 80, 90 yards every drive. That's what South Lafourche is going to be asked to do here. Ball at their own 16-yard line. But Thibodaux just went down the field and scored. We'll see if Big Blue could answer him. Mack. A little bubble screen out to Petrie. Has a blocker in front. This is a big play. Petrie. There's a flag. Petrie at the 40. He's at midfield. It is a big gain. I think they did a rough job of that. I think this one actually might stand. There's a flag next to the quarterback.
Yes.
Oh, no. BJ's hanging his head. This one's coming back. And there's a flag also at the 50.
We have 2 flags on the play.
So let's check on the violations. Let's see. BJ's not happy with what he's being told. We have personal foul, targeting on South Lafourche. And then there's a flag at the 50, personal foul, horse collar on Thibodaux. The foul's offset. And we do it all over again. Boy, that's a bummer.
It looked nice job by the Tarpons getting the ball to the athlete out in space. And Terrence showed his speed. Took the ball, turned up the field.
You told me earlier in the season that it is a, quote, point of emphasis to call these blindside blocks, and apparently that's what the Tarpons just got flagged for. I'd have to maybe go back and watch that one on film, but BJ didn't like the explanation he was being given, and it negates a huge passing play for the
Well,
Tarpons.
it was a screen play to the receiver, so yeah, you're gonna have a block out there.
At some point, do we just put the flags around the waist of the guys? Like, come on, man. You got to block down the field. It's part of the game.
You got to say, hey, look, I'm about to block you.
1st and 10, we do it all over again. We pretend like it never happened. And there's a flag on the play again. Dardar is going to have a nice first down gain, but I don't like where that flag is located. I think that's an illegal formation on blue.
That's going to be illegal formation.
We have an illegal formation on blue. So the Tarpons commit another penalty. South Lafourche just can't get out of their own way right now. It has been a rough start to the game. And that negates a 5-yard first down run.
Pushes them back to the 11-yard line.
And now you got to, I don't want to jinx it. I feel nervous even saying it. You got to really pay attention to that snap now. Because Mack is going to be awfully doggone close to that end zone now. The Tarpons don't have to run a play. They could get a free timeout here if they want it at the heat and humidity break. 6:06 and counting. Looks like they will get the snap off. Mack will throw a little slant. That's nearly intercepted. The only person who had a chance to catch that football was the Thibodaux defensive back, number 4, Jacob Terrell. Or, excuse me, number 8 for Thibodaux, Bangura. And that is our heat and humidity break. We'll take it with them. Tarpons are up against the sticks, and they're up against the scoreboard. It's 14-0. We'll be back in a minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
Hello, my name is Mia, and I play for Surge Athletics, and I...
Welcome back here. It's going to be 2nd and 15. Right at the 5:59 mark, it was the heat and humidity timeout. Tarpons are up against the sticks in a big way. Mack gets the snap. They're sending some pressure. He will get it deep down the field. They're looking for Hughes, and he just overthrew him. Boy, Dre had a step. He was open.
Kind of a hitch and go. He wanted to run right there. Mack overthrew the receiver. The receiver kind of was late in his route.
So we'll see if the Tarpons could connect here on 3rd and 15.
Can't forget, we want to thank PMC Insurance for sponsoring all of our kickoffs.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for that, Brian.
We'll see Phil, Philly C. Chabert.
Empty set, 3rd and 15. Tigers want to locate one here. That'd be Petrie's over on the left side of the field. Mack under some pressure, shoots it down the seam. Oh, they're on Hughes' back, are they not? There's a late flag here. I think they roughed Mack this time. There was some extracurriculars in the end zone. I don't know what the foul is. Let's see. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Boy, that's going to make Dre mad.
Oh, yes.
It would have been punting from the end zone. Instead, it's going to be a Golden Motors first down as they rough Josh Mack. That's going to make him really angry. I thought they interfered with Dre on the ball down the field. He was on his back before the ball got there. But the Tarpons do get the whistle, and they will now play 1st and 10 at the 26. If South Lafourche goes down the field and scores here, circle that play right there because that could be a very big swing.
Well, they're going to flip the field. That's worse for the Tarpons, so that's a big penalty.
They hand it to Dardar on first down out of the gun. He dives forward near the 30. Not a big gain, but, hey, just enough on first down. Picks up about 3 or 4. Gets it to the 30-yard line. Right at the middle of the field. 5:35 and counting in the opening quarter.
Tarpons are going to have to stay with their run game. Don't panic.
11, Landon Jarvis goes out injured. Looks a little woozy. Second and about 6 for South Lafourche. Hughes in motion. Handed to Dardar. Dardar driving across the 30. Not a whole lot, but on 2nd and 6, he gets a little closer. Gets it about a third 2.5 or so to bring up 3rd and short.
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 for Big Blue.
Howard on the tackle.
Big 3rd down play here for the Tarpons.
Yeah, especially considering the struggles you've had defensively. You've not really shown much of an ability to stop them or slow them down. 3rd and short. BJ is going to call a timeout. He's really not happy with something. So that is a timeout. And the Tarpons are going to go over their personnel here.
Yeah, I think they may have lined up in the wrong formation. Coach Young wasn't too pleased with it. So
coaches always love when that happens, right?
But it's good calling that timeout. Get your play.
I can't believe, Brian, that it's not raining a drop. I would have thought that we were heading for the ultimate rain game, and it is not at all. Scoreboard update: Terrebonne leads Riverside 13-7 in the late stages of the first quarter. Try to maybe get you a Vanderbilt and Central Lafourche update at some point. Maybe an E.D. White and a Holy Cross.
Yeah, they got some good games week 1.
They sure do. Congratulations to Mike Walker and Berwick for getting a win over Morgan City last night. 3rd down and about 3.5 for Big Blue. Mack in the gun in the middle of the field. He hands it to Dardar, picking through the line. He falls forward. I don't think he's got it. But, boy, he's sure awfully close. I think it is going to be 4th down. Oh, they're giving it to him.
That's the lead by number 95, Porter.
Yep, that's a Golden Motors first down on what was maybe the friendliest spot in the history of We'll take it. Dre's over there saying, what are you talking about?
If I'm Coach Trostclair,
Yeah, I thought that he got stopped a little closer to the 35, but Big Blue will take it. It is a first down.
Good push up front by the offensive line of the Tarpons.
Thibodaux in that 4-man front. Mack gets the snap, straight drop. Has pretty good protection. He's going to step up and look to run. Now he'll throw it down the field to Hughes, who's got it. Good catch by Andravian. Out to the 45-yard line. Move the chains. Scoreboard update. E.D. White 7, Holy Cross 0. The end of the first quarter. Well, what a win that would be for E.D. White. Ball on the right hash here. 14-0 Thibodaux. Mack in the gun. Just get the feeling for this Tarpon offense to be what they want it to be. 2 is a very important player, Andravian Hughes. They got a big plans for him this year. Play action. Mack under pressure. Throws it to Jarvis. Incomplete. Just kind of floated out there.
Good play call by the Tarpons. They had a guy running out to the flats. He was open. Just Mack kind of overthrew him.
So I bring up 2nd and 10. A drive that started deep in the Tarpons' territory. I just got a text from someone asking me about the crowd. So it's light. You could tell that it's been raining all day, right? But they're still here.
It's a good crowd for the weather.
Yeah, you're right. Hughes is going to take the handoff this time, picking through the line, spinning, and being dropped. And being slung down.
Being swung. He never went down. That was a tough run.
So very little, maybe gained about a yard or so, but you're right, Brian. He showed that, hey, you're going to have to put me on the ground. I'm not going to go willingly.
He kept his feet moving. That's what a running back should do. They had a hard time trying to get him down.
3:10 and counting in the opening quarter. It's been all Tigers so far, but the Tarpons are trying to make noise. If you get something here, it could maybe be 4 down territory. You've got to get out to the 35. Ball right smack dab in the middle of the field. Trips to the right. Mack Under pressure, flushed out to the left, throws it to Petrie. Golden Motors first down, right across the sticks to the 33-yard line. That's a good job improvising there by Josh Mack. He was under pressure, flushed out of the pocket, and he finds his favorite target, number 1.
Yeah, I thought for a second they were going to call holding. The Tarpon offensive lineman, his hand got caught in a jersey. Good no call by the official.
South Lafourche approaching the absolute fitness red zone. 1st and 10 from the 33. Mack. It's a screen. They get it out to maybe Pierce out there. Makes a man miss. Bounces outside. He's got a first down and more. Still driving. The helmet comes off.
Flag.
And there's a flag there, probably because the helmet came off. So Jacob Pierce gets a Golden Motors first down, and we think there's going to be a little face mask action at the end of it.
That's a good job by Jacob Pierce. Yards after the catch. Made a couple of guys miss up on that sideline. Looks like it's going to be a face mask or...
Well, his helmet came off.
Yes.
So
We got a face mask penalty against Thibodaux.
and it is against Thibodaux. So the Tarpons are now going to be deep in the absolute fitness red zone. Pierce is a kid that didn't play football yet in his career at South Lafourche, but he's just an athlete, man. Like, he's going to just make plays. He's going to be tough. And we saw that there, making a man miss. The Tarpons have the ball at the 11, so it's just outside of 1st and goal range. Nope, they did not move it to the 9, so it will be 1st and goal.
Tarpons have to punch it in here.
Yeah, no doubt. You got to get 7 here. Strong side of the field to the right. Tarpons have 2 receivers that way. Mack has a little time, steps up in the pocket, looking to run, trying to get outside, lowers his shoulder, hit and drop at about the 6. So he gains about 3. Good coverage down the field. Thibodaux had those receivers locked up. And
My bad. Tarpons are doing a good job of mixing the run and the pass right now.
This, Brian, is the $1 million question. Tarpons have gotten here in the Jamboree. They got stopped at the 1-yard line to end the spring game. Can you finish the drive with points? That's the big question here. 2nd and goal from the 7. They're going to go in that I-form look. Mack, play action, bootlegs out to the right, and he just throws it away.
Pass is incomplete.
It was intended, I guess, for 82, Fisher Constable, but I'm just throwing that one away.
Big play here. See if the Tarpons going to continue with the pass and attack.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to run it in 7 yards unless if you pop a draw or something and kind of fool them. Play clock is starting to grind down. It's down to 10. Strong side of the field to the right. Terrence Petrie is that way. Play clock down to 5. Mack waiting on the snap. He's got it, and we have
Timeout.
a timeout by South Lafourche. That's their second charge. Oh, by
Thibodaux.
Thibodaux. First charge timeout. As Terrebonne just recorded a pick 6 and leads 20-7 against Riverside Academy. Scoreboard update. I predicted today on play-by-play that Terrebonne would win that game lopsided. I saw Riverside in the scrimmage against Ellender. Wasn't overly impressed. Making me look good early. But what does South Lafourche have to do to look good right here and put the ball into the end zone?
Well, what he tried to do that last time was a sprint out, Mack, trying to get him out the pocket and see if he can have a run-pass option where he can look and see if he can get a receiver standing in the end zone or he can tuck it and run. But look, Thibodaux's defense closes to the ball so fast, you're going to have to make a decision quick and live with it.
Tarpons are in the absolute fitness red zone, trying to cash in with 1:52 to go. Again, the ball in the left hash. The Tarpons will have Petrie and Hughes that way. They'll have Pierce to the left. Jarvis will be in the middle.
We got to keep an eye on Landon Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis down the middle here is going to be one to look out for. I agree. Mack rolls out to the right. Throws it to the corner, and they'll say Hughes trapped it. Oh, no, that's not Hughes. That's Petrie that they'll say who trapped it, so it falls incomplete.
Terrence made a good effort to catch that football, but a good call by the official. I would get points here.
Can you get points here? That's the...
I would kick. is what I'm getting. I would get the field goal. I would attempt the field goal.
The Tarpons are staying on the field offensively. I guess the only counter I would have to your argument is you did not convert your extra point tries last week. But, boy, it would be demoralizing to not score here. 4th and goal. Mack rolls out to the right. Throws it to the corner of the end zone, and he overshoots Jarvis, and it falls incomplete. Turnover on downs. Thibodaux is going to take over at their own 7-yard line. Well, to BJ's credit, I guess, Jarvis was open. They just didn't execute the throw, and Thibodaux takes over.
Yeah, Mack's doing a good job sprinting out, but I guess his momentum coming to the right, just he got too much adrenaline flowing and just overthrowing the receivers.
Yep, a couple of them are coming out hot. But now the million-dollar question is, can the Tarpons start getting some stops on this side? Because, boy, Thibodaux's been getting 10, 12, 15, 20 yards a pop running the football. And if that doesn't change, it is going to be a long night no matter what the offense does.
We're still in the first quarter. I mean,
yes, we are. It's been a very long first quarter. Gyro nearly loses the ball. It's kind of a busted play looking around. He's going to go down for a gain, a very short gain. That was almost a fumble and almost a disaster.
Yeah.
They muffed the exchange there. Gyro had a very good job there just kind of eating it, and he gained a yard or two.
Yeah, Gyro did a good job of turning the busted play into at least a 2-yard gain.
Tarpons have not been able to get them behind the chains at all. We'll see if they could get a little push here with the Tigers back against the end zone. How aggressive will Coach Stroessler be? 2nd and 8. Gyro comes with the hard count. Tarpons don't bite. It's going to be a dive. Picking through the line and getting a nice gain and getting a first down across the 20 is our guy, number 23, Amari Griffin. Tarpons had a pretty good defensive push there, but an excellent job by Griffin just riding his blockers, waiting, being patient, and then hitting the hole when it finally developed.
And what's happening, the Tigers are winning the battle up front. The Tarpons are trying to play solid defense. They're standing up, and they're getting pushed back. That's why you see the positive yards from the Tiger running backs.
Maybe the last play of the first quarter here, 33 seconds and counting. Gyro under center. Going to look to throw to the sideline. That's false. He catches it at the turf. So short gain, picks up about 5 or 6 yards, maybe closer to 7. But he caught it sliding to the turf. And that will be the end of the first quarter. So Thibodaux has jumped on South Lafourche early. They lead 14-0. Let's take a 1-minute break. Hopefully the Tarpons' momentum could change. When we get to the second quarter, it's 14-0. Purple and gold here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. South Lafourche just needs something to kind of flip the momentum around. They got close, couldn't punch it in. Thibodaux now has the football, playing 2nd and about 4. Still deep in their own territory, but boy, they have been moving it at will. Becknell at quarterback. I think we called him Gyro earlier, so I apologize. It's definitely Becknell. Becknell has a little time. Will throw it as far as he can down the field. The Tarpons are there. Good job, Terrence Peach. Running stride for stride with the receiver false. Old T was Johnny on the spot there, broke that one up. Good coverage by Terrence.
Yeah, that was great coverage right there by Petrie. And look, there was a jump ball, 50-50 ball right there, and at least the ball was knocked down. That was great coverage.
Maybe I'm mistaken. If so, correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the first third down of the game for Thibodaux.
Could be.
Yeah, I think this is the first third down of the game. It's 3rd and 4, ball key here. You don't want to give it to him for free. See if you could force a punt here. It's going to be a double handoff, and they're going to bounce outside. And a good open field tackle by Terrence Petrie. Terrence Petrie says, hey, we're getting off the field, doggone it, with a big pass breakup on 2nd down and an outstanding open field tackle of the ball carrier, Bryson Woods, there on 3rd down, and the Tigers have to punt it away.
Let's see if this defensive stance right here, that tackle by Petrie, that can jumpstart the Tarpons.
So there, Thibodaux did like a handoff to one wing back, who then handed it off to the other wing back. Tarpons have to be careful to not be drawn off sides here. That would be a Thibodaux first down. You can't hit the punter. That would be a Thibodaux first down. Petrie standing at his own 45. Snap is there. Kick is a very nice punt. Goodness. Petrie being chased back. He catches it at the 35. Working up the field across the 40, dropped at the 42. So South Lafourche gets a stop. South Lafourche getting good field position. Now let's see if they could finish a drive and put a couple of points on the board.
Yeah, that last play by the Tigers, that was caught a crisscross where they give it to one back in the backfield. Another guy comes across and give it to him. And Tarpons did a good job of forcing it to be bounced outside, and Petrie did his job coming up to make that tackle.
So 1st and 10 from the 42. And you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, and it is so very well said. There's an eternity to play in this game, just at the 10-minute mark or 11-minute mark in the 2nd quarter. Mack in the gun. It's a screen. He will throw it straight to the defensive lineman. 2nd week in a row, the Tarpons throw an interception on the screen. That's big number 95 who picks that one off. That is Kamari Carter. Oh, man, that was ugly. Mack wanted to get a little more air under that one to flip it to the tailback, and he just didn't, and it just sailed right to the running back. Or excuse me, right to the defensive lineman as opposed to the running back.
And right when you thought that the Tarpons would get some momentum, they turn the ball over.
And Thibodaux now will play it 1st and 10 at the Tarpon 27-yard line.
Defense here has got to get a big stop.
Ball's going to be on the left hash. Thibodaux's got a boogie. That play clock's all the way down to 11. They're just now getting out of the huddle. Yeah, there's some confusion here. They are going to be 3-2. They might have to call a timeout here. I don't know if Dre got the timeout in. This might be a delay of game. Yep, timeout Tigers. Now, one thing that I noticed, Thibodaux looked like they were coming in the gun there. Looked like they were about ready to maybe spread the field, but they confused their own personnel.
Yeah, look, a lot of times after a turnover, you go with a big pass play or a counter play, try and catch the defense sleeping. They may have been up to something like that, but they just got out the huddle way too late.
And let's be honest, a lot of times after a turnover, you're also feeling pretty good about yourself while that play clock's winding down, celebrating. And one thing I'm noticing here, and the Tarpons have Jacob Pierce kicking in the net. I pay attention to that if South Lafourche puts one in at some point. I was not aware that he was an option there, but he's kicking in the net. Gyro in the gun. Will swing it out. Oh, the Tarpons caught a break there. Now, South Lafourche caused some of that because there was a lot of pressure. Gyro tried to pass it out there into space to Blanchard, and it fell incomplete. Blanchard had no one near him. But fortunately, for the Tarpons at least, the pressure caused the pass to go haywire.
Blanchard catches that ball. That's an easy touchdown.
Yeah,
Good job. Good job by the Tarpon defensive front putting pressure.
So now 2nd and 10. Thibodaux back under center. Fake toss and a counter, and boy, a lot of green grass. The Red Sea parted, and the Tigers walk into the end zone. That's Dominic Blanchard who scored it. That wing tee's giving South Lafourche fits. They have had a very hard time slowing them down tonight. And boy, that hole on that counter was massive, and the Tigers take a 20-0 lead.
That's what with the wing tee. If you don't stay home on defense and you go with the flow one way, they're coming right back at with it. You left that gap, and that was an easy touchdown run.
Terrell is the holder. Hutchinson is the kicker. Terrell gets the snap. The kick is right down the middle. Boy, with some depth to it, too. Thibodaux adds 7 to their lead. It's all Tigers. The Tarpons got to show a little fight here. 10:36 to go in the opening half. We'll be back in a minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Welcome back here. Hutchinson's kick is a line drive, wobbly kick that Meathead will catch at about the 10-yard line, working up the field. Cutting down the middle, lowering his shoulder across the 30 to about the 31. So pretty good kick return for the Tarpons.
Penalty.
And there are flags. You're right, Brian, all over the field. One of the 25, one of the 28. We'll see what this is. We have, let's see, dead ball, personal foul in South Lafourche, dead ball, personal foul in Thibodaux.
Personal foul against South Lafourche and Thibodaux will offset.
Offsetting penalties. I've always been of the belief that if you're not going to call it on the one, just put it in your pocket, but.
Yeah, I mean, what, they both pushed at the same time? I doubt it.
Now, what that does do, you're only allowed 2 of those a game as a player, so whichever player committed it now has got to be watching out. BJ's not happy with something.
They were just getting after it after the whistle. I mean, nothing
not malicious. Malicious.
Yeah. But good job by the official. Hey, one way to stop it.
You're right. You're right about that. 1st and 10 for the Tarps. Inside handoff to Dardar. Not a whole lot. Good job by the Thibodaux defensive front.
Thibodaux's doing a good job on defense. They're playing all kinds of games with the Tarpons. This last time they came kind of with a stunt with a twist up front. Maybe confusing the Tarpons of who they're supposed to block.
It'll be 2nd down and 9. Ball right in the middle of the field. 4 receiver set. Mack throws it down the middle to Hughes. Go! Incomplete off the helmet of Hughes. That is going to go down as a missed opportunity. Dre's got to catch that one. That could have maybe been a house call.
Oh, Dre, all you can do is get the next one.
Get the next one, no doubt about it.
He was doing right, trying to high point the ball on his reception. Just
the one thing I'll say is that he's getting behind the defense, which is a good sign. But now it's 3rd and 8. You're buried against the sticks, Mack. will shoot it down the middle and it's picked off. Here come the Tigers. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. That's a pick 6. Outstanding interception return for Spencer Conrad. Takes it to the house.
We have a late flag.
The late flag at the 7-yard line. We'll see if that negates the score or if that's after the play. But they jumped the route. And we'll await the verdict. I think they're saying it's on South Lafourche, but they're asking, does he want it on the conversion or the kickoff? So I think this one's going to be on the Tarpons. Personal foul in South Lafourche, and it's on the kickoff. Hutchinson will be attempting the extra point with 9:34 to go. Give all the credit to Thibodaux. They have come down the bayou, and they are putting a butt whooping on South Lafourche right now. They have played exceptionally well in all phases. You see Dre over there has got his entire team saying, hey, no foolishness. I like to see that. The snaps, Derek Hutchinson's kick is right down the Broadway. Thibodaux adds 7 points to their lead. It's 28-0. Big Blue's got to wake up. We'll be back in a minute. It's the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. After the penalty, Thibodaux is going to have a short kickoff. Boy, he kicks touchbacks from the 40, much less from the 45. Now you got to pay attention to some kind of squib kick or something to try to pin them back.
Scoreboard update. Edie White's up 14-0.
Hutchinson will just bang that one into the back. So the Tarpons will play a 1st and 10. It'll be 1st and 10, 9:34 to go.
Coach Rod's all updates. It's now 13-0.
1st and 10 from the 20. False start on South Lafourche. The wide receiver on the far side of the field, Pierce, took off early.
False start against the Tarpons.
I'm going to ask you a question during our next break.
All right. 1st and 15 now for Big Blue at the 15-yard line. Inside handoff, Dardar dives to about the 17, very minimal gain.
Midway on the carry, they pick up 2 yards.
Sir?
2nd and 8.
Right here, if they were at the 20, they push back to the 15. If the Tarpons would score, it'd be the 80 or 85-yard drive.
85-yard drive. Yeah. That is a good question. Second down and 13. Ball in the middle of the field. Mack, straight drop. Looking to throw. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Will keep his eyes down the field. Incomplete. Intended for Jarvis.
Incomplete.
That was a good play by Thibodaux' defensive back.
Looking up at number 21, Randolph.
Mack had a lot of time to throw. He actually, receiver Jarvis was open for a second. It was just defender stuck his hand right there and knocked it down. I just think up front the Tarpons are confused.
Third and long. The nightmare is getting worse for South Lafourche. It has been a rough half. Mack under some pressure, and it just kind of slipped out of his hands. Wouldn't have got the first down anyway. That was a very short pass. The pressure kind of bugged them. The Tarpons are going to punt this ball away.
Right now, with 8:46 left to go in the second quarter, Thibodaux could be their own worst enemy. If the unnecessary penalties, if that keeps up.
Tarpons are showing they're going for it. They're not. Mack is punting this football. There's no way South Lafourche is going to go for it on 4th and 13. Mack is about ready to take a long snap and punt the ball away. There he goes. We've seen this movie before. There's the snap. There's the punt. It is going to take a Thibodaux roll and it'll be killed at the 40-yard line. All Tigers, they are marching towards a possible running time here. I know it's still a little ways to go, but boy, with 8:40 to go in the second quarter, you're up 4 touchdowns. That's an impressive showing for the Tigers.
So E.D. White is up 13-0.
13-0. Missed extra point, we're told, as Becknell leads his offense back out onto the field. Under center, Griffin, the back behind the quarterback. It'll be a sweep run. Blockers in front, nice. Cutting outside, and good run again. There's going to be a flag. I think this one's coming back, but the Tarpons just have no answer. They're not taking good angles. They're not tackling very well. Thibodaux is carving them up, as Shaquille O'Neal would say, barbecue chicken alert. It has been barbecue chicken alert all night here so far at Memorial Stadium. We do have a block in the back on the Tigers.
Look, the Tarpons are doing a good job. They're forcing the bug sweeps are coming. The guard was out there to pull for the Tigers. The Tarpons came up, but they're getting beat to the outside. They got to keep that outside leverage, force that back in where you got some help.
The penalty is way down the field, so it's going to be 1st and 8. From the 37-yard line. .8:31 on a stopped clock. There have been a lot of flags in this half, and it has caused the first half here to just kind of drag along. Gyro, inside handoff. Better job by the Tarpon defense that time on the inside give.
Griffin on the carry, pick up the yard 2.
Good job up front by the Tarpons.
Talon Dewey, tackler.
Dewey makes the stop.
You got to be careful here. They can come back with that same play. Quarterback can pull it, and they got the option off of that.
At what point do they try that 50-50 ball with Zero again on the outside? Zero's not in the game this time. It's actually Terrell flanked out to the left. There's the quarterback keeping a good call, Brian. There's the option to the outside. They're looking to turn the corner. They do. 15 pushed out at the 10. That's number 6 for Thibodaux, Bryson Woods. Very good job by Thibodaux with the play calling, and a good job by you, Brian, snuffing that one out.
Woods showed some quickness when he turned up that sideline.
To be 1st and goal for the Tigers. Ball on the left hash, strong side of the field to the right. Becknell will keep it. He's flushed out to the left, and he's hit hard. He didn't get in, but boy, he really lowered his shoulder and did a nice job. So good, strong run by Braden Becknell.
Probably got down to the 1.
Yard line.
Yeah, he's real close. It looks like between the 1 and the 2, yeah. Nope, they'll put it right on the 1. I would have to think Thibodaux would go to the dive here on second down. They do have to run a play before the heat and humidity break.
Well, they don't have to. They can take a delay.
I mean, yeah, they could do that. Sure. Don't anticipate that happening. Griffin in the backfield. Think he'll be getting the ball here. Let's see. He is, and he's in. So the Tigers add, there it is. Yeah. It's 34-0 Thibodaux. It wasn't a huge push, but it didn't need to be a huge push from the 1 yard line. Amari Griffin scores it. You know the crazy part about all of this stuff that we're calling out here for Thibodaux? Almost every name we have called is not a senior. Quarterback Becknell, that running back there, Griffin, Falls the receiver. That's all juniors, man. This is a Tiger team with a very bright future. Hutchinson, the senior kicker. He's been active today. He's going to have to ice down that leg. Snap is a little low. Kick is up. Line drive right down the middle. It's 35-0 Thibodaux. All Tigers early. 6:09 to go in the opening half. We'll be back in a minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Welcome back here. We're being told that Cohen Gyro has been taken to Thibodaux Regional with a bad and a severe leg injury. Boy, we don't like to hear that. After the extra point, a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Thibodaux, and after Dre rallied all of the troops on the sideline and said, hey, no more. After it happens again, I'm sure he's not thrilled by that.
You know, you up 35-0. What? Just walk away.
And let your play do the talking.
Or don't start. One of the two.
Let me ask you this. Okay, 6:09 to go. After this kickoff, are we going to have a dumb heat and humidity break, or did we just take it during the last commercial?
We're going to have one.
We'll find out. But I think you're right. Get you an NFL score update in just a second. There's the kick. It's a good one. And it's going to bounce to Hughes at the 20. Cuts down the field, down the middle. He might go 50, 45, tripped up at the 38-yard line. Good strong run.
Flag.
There's a flag on the play of the 25.
A flag and a play.
That's just been the night for South Lafourche, man. Just can't catch a break.
Jack Castaneda was involved, but they waving it off.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're doing anything, huh? Let's see. They're still talking about it, and we're going to take the heat and humidity break right now, maybe, with 6:01 to go. How about that? That actually makes a little more sense than doing it after the first play of the drive, though we should have just done it during the last time out.
Yeah, they had it the last second ago.
So in the NFL, the Eagles lead Green Bay 7-6 out in Brazil. Who are you rooting for there?
I'm going to go Eagles just to.
Oh, yeah, thanks a lot.
Because you're Cowboys, but I think both of those teams are going to have good seasons.
Yeah, I think so too. But boy, how about that? And we didn't get a chance to talk about this on play-by-play today. How about that game last night by a toenail?
Yeah, yeah. Good official. I mean, with the replay, it was
Yeah.
obvious he was out. But
You know what?
and you had your boy, the quarterback, was Lamar Jackson, said after the game, "What?
Oh, it's still a touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah, what a dummy.
Come on, look."
1st and 10 from the 38 of Thibodaux after the Dre Hughes kickoff return. Mack with a man in motion. Will hand it to Dar. He falls forward for a gain of about 2.
Defense, ball carrier on the play.
5:50 and counting.
2nd and 9.
Tom Tarpons came with some motion. A guy across the formation. See how Thibodaux would react to it. Watch right here if Coach Young doesn't dial up a big touchdown play.
Trying to see if we could get an update from the Terrebonne game. Let's see. I'll have one in just a second. 20-14. Terrebonne leads late in the half. Mack under some pressure. It's a screen to the outside. Hughes is leveled and dropped. Lost some yards there. Good job by the Thibodaux defense. Boy, give them some credit. They have played exceptionally well here tonight. And it'll be 3rd and long for South Lafourche. The last couple of kickoffs, of course, have been brought to you by PMC Insurance.
3rd and 13 for the Tarpons.
We also want to thank Absolute Fitness Health and Fitness Center, open 24/7 on 17092 West Main Street in Cutoff. Neil Small Engine, we keep you cutting with locations in LaRose, Thibodaux, and Homa. State Bank and Trust Company banking, you can count on member FDIC. 3rd and long for Big Blue. Empty set for Mack. Mack's got the snap. He drops the snap.
Down.
And he's going to look to run. He's got a nice gain, but the ball, and Thibodaux's got it. And the Tigers are going to be out at the 38-yard line. I thought, you're right, I thought his knee was down as he was getting back control of the ball. Then he ran with the football down the field and lost it. And there's an injured Tiger down there. Might even be a couple of injured players.
That's a Tarpon down.
Yeah, there was an injured Tiger who got up, but the Tarpon player is the one that's still on the turf. Oh, there's one of both teams on the turf.
Recovering for the Tigers. There's an injured player on the field.
Trying to find.
That's Pierce. He's back up.
Pierce is
back.
Pierce. He fought some cramps last week. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Thibodaux. When does running time start?
42 or
close.
Yeah.
1 score away. Becknell. Inside handoff on the dive. Oh my goodness. A huge hole. 20, 15. He's dropped at the 15. The workhorse there. Running real hard for Thibodaux on that dive. The Tarpons from the start tonight defensively have not had an answer. It has been carving them up. That's Griffin on the carry, of course. It'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 14-yard line. Becknell will keep it on the outside this time. There's the pitch. And the Tarpons will string it out, and he's still up down there. It's number 6, Woods. He's going to be pushed out. The officials say keep the clock rolling.
Woods, the ball carrying on the play, tackled by
Rez Dewey on the side, but it'll be 2nd and short. 3:44 to go in the opening half.
2nd and 1 for the Tigers.
From the 6-yard line.
That time the ball carrier for Thibodaux looked like he was going out of bounds, and he just stood up and stopped. Trying to fool the Tarpon defenders.
Got to be careful.
You're going to get hit.
Becknell under center. It's an outside run, looking to turn the corner. He's hit near the goal line,
No,
leans forward. I
no.
don't think he got in, but he got awfully close. Is number
Right
one.
ball carrying the play. Stop short.
No, that's not number one. My apologies. Having a hard time seeing the jersey there.
Tackle made by
Number
32,
3, I believe, Blanchard.
Isaiah Martin.
Yeah, our guy Juan Gyro's the one we're thinking about who got injured earlier. That was Blanchard on the carry. My apologies. 2:50 to go in the opening half.
The ball was inside the 1 yard line.
So what does Coach Trostclair come with here? Actually, I should say Coach Williams. He's the offensive partner. Do you sneak it? Do you put it in the belly of Griffin again?
Quarterback's a sneak right up the middle. Nope.
Oh, he fumbled the snap. Now he gets it back and dives
Yeah.
into the end zone. I mean, when you get that much of a push, it's pretty simple. He juggled the snap, caught it back, and then ran into the end zone. Thibodaux leads 41-0. And our night may have just gotten a little shorter here, boss. Hutchinson will be there for the extra point. Terrell on the hold. Snap is there. Kick is up, and it is right down Broadway. There's a flag on the play at the 15-yard line. So we'll see what that is. Tarpon's running off the field. What if it's on the kicking team? We got something on Thibodaux after the play again.
Was that illegal substitution maybe? What?
Well, he said dead ball, and which caused both sides to run off the field, but it looks like they're going to have to kick again, and no one for the Tarpons is aware of that. Edie White leads 13-0 over Holy Cross at the half. If anybody listening has a Central, Lafourche, and Vanderbilt score, we would greatly appreciate it. Terrebonne leads 27-14 over Riverside late in the first half. We know Hutchinson's got the leg to bang this home. It will be 5 yards farther back, but I don't think that'll be a problem. I would assume they had 12 on the last play. That's the only thing we could see. Snap is there, kick is up, and he has plenty leg, and he bangs it right home. He's a weapon. It's 42-0 Thibodaux. Let's take a 1-minute break here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. There's the kickoff to Hughes with his tippy toes at the 1 yard line working up the field. Dre hits a seam down the middle, looking to bounce outside.
Good return.
That's been one of South Georgia's best weapons today. Dre Hughes getting it across the 30 to about the 34. So, and we are now in running time, sir. Houma Christian School has a 17-14 lead over Highland Baptist at the half. 17. That means they made a field goal. That's a weapon. Tarpons better get on the ball here. I don't know if they're aware that the clock is running. Ball on the right hash at the 36-yard line. Mack in the gun. Going to throw it deep down the field. He's got Jarvis open, and he dropped it. My goodness. The second time today, the Tarpons have a wide open receiver on a go route, and they just clean drop it. Jarvis is down.
He got behind the defense, and
They're scheming him up, man. Got to execute. You got to catch the football. Now, we also got to make sure he's okay. Yeah, we'll
they
check
point.
on there.
I think Hughes was pointing to the shoulder.
He has fought that throughout the offseason. It's had an issue where it pops in and out of socket.
Yeah, when he hit the ground, I think could have popped that shoulder out.
So this timeout, injury timeout, brought to you by Thibodaux Regional. Hopefully Jarvis is okay. Good to see some of his buddies huddled out there trying to check up on him. 1:01 reads the second quarter clock. While we check this out, Luke, let's go ahead. Well, let's see. It looks like they might be trying to get him up. No, let's go ahead, Luke, and take a 1-minute break. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. It's 42-0. We'll be right back on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network. Jarvis looks to be okay, maybe just a little bit of a stinger. He walked it off. He actually did not want to be put on the cart. The Tarpons going to run the football here. Dardar with a nice gain, driving forward across midfield. That's a Golden Rovers first down. Clock is going to continue to run. Well, it actually stops for the first down, which I didn't realize during running time. Carter Colley is going to leave the field. His helmet came off. So the Tarpons are actually going to have to get a new center in the game. We'll pay attention to that here on this next play. It'll be 56 snapping the ball, Drake Terrebonne.
I'd be curious to ask this question that the clock shouldn't stop.
I don't believe so. Yeah, I don't believe so. It did that time, but now it has started, and they're running out pretty quick, 23 seconds and counting. They'll give it to Hughes. Hughes is tripped up. That might end up being the end of the first half.
Very Hughes, the ball carrying the play.
Colley running back out onto the field. They just don't have enough time to run another play without a timeout. So I think that'll take us to the lockers with our score at the half. All Thibodaux. The Tigers have 42. The Tarpons have zilch. We're going to take a 4-minute halftime break. Thanks for watching. The Tarpon Sports Radio Network and ESPN 100.3. We'll be right back after this. Little bit of a development. It's not a huge thing for the scoreboard here, but Josh Mack's hurt. He's being stretched out there, running out of the tunnel. He went down with some cramps. Terrence Petrie's throwing the football. I don't know that we're going to see number 9 again tonight. We'll keep our eyes on that. Ryan's trying to get him stretched out in a 42-point game. BJ and the staff at running time might say, you know what? Let's just get ready for Pearl River with the cramping situation there for the quarterback.
Yeah, and you see it running out the tunnel. I didn't see.
Yep, coming out, he just kind of went down. Hughes will catch the opening kickoff at about the 5-yard line. He's working it up the field down the middle. Nice, bouncing outside. Hughes looking to turn the corner. Boy, and we have an injured Tarpon who's cramping. How are you cramping coming out of halftime? There's now 2 Tarpons. And you haven't played football in 20 minutes. We'll check on the injury. Hopefully everybody's okay. But, boy, it's just such an awkward time to be fighting cramps. We'll check. This injury timeout brought to you by Thibodaux Regional. And it is dead red, a cramp. Ryan Barbier just stretching out that calf.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Young's going to have a talk with the trainer and come up with a plan so they can get hydrated during the week, which they may be doing.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that the athletic trainers always tell you is that, it's you don't think it's hot today. Oh, it's been raining all day. It's 78 degrees, whatever it may be. Those are the days that kind of sneak up on you. That's number 10, Castaneda.
Because I know in the past, you see the football players walking around all week with their water bottles to make sure they kept hydrated during the entire week.
So the new quarterback for South Lafourche will be Sean Billiot. On maybe Terrence Petrie, it's going to be Billiot. Handing it to Dardar. And he'll dive forward.
He'll pick up like 2 or 3.
Picked up about 3 or so. Billiot, I believe, is a 9th grader, right?
Yes.
How fast is his heart beating right now?
Well, it's good experience for him. That's
getting
for
some
sure.
reps.
2nd and 7.
They're working on Mag down there. I hope he's okay.
Hello.
Billiot waiting on the snap. Inside handoff to Dardar, picking through the line. He falls near the 40. The ball's out. They're fighting for it. I think Terrence might have vacuumed it up, and he did. It is going to be a golden first down. That's actually not Pierce. That's not Petrie. It's Pierce, my apologies, who fell on the football.
Truck got the scoop for us. Dislocated kneecap on the player from Thibodaux.
That stinks. Owen Jaro, we are thinking of you, buddy. We hope that you're able to get back, but I don't know that that's going to be one where he's going to get back this year. 1st and 10, you figure it's going to be a run-heavy second half if Mack is not able to get back out there. Hand off to Dardar. He's hit by number 27 for the Tigers and drop. That is Braden Boyd.
1 yard play. 2nd and 9.
And guess what? Braden Boyd is a sophomore. I don't know that we've called out a senior yet today. This is a young football team that is very talented.
Timeout.
And sportsmanlike conduct on South Lafourche is the signal. I don't see a flag on the field, but that was the signal by the line judge out there. And we have dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on South Lafourche. BJ's not happy. I mean, you can't make these types of mistakes, man. It has been a long, rough night for the guys in blue. You can't beat yourself. The Tarpons have had now several personal foul penalties. And now it's 2nd down and a mile.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened.
So, will they let Billy out put it in the air? Let's find out. He's in the gun. Going to hand it to Thibodaux. Thibodaux is going to be stacked up and
Go
dropped.
ahead on the carry.
There's some pushing and shoving again. The guys in blue need to just get back to the huddle. You're losing 42-0, fellas. And
27 on the recovery.
there's a fumble on the play, and I think Thibodaux's got it. We didn't see that. It was a late signal of a fumble. The Tigers pulled the football out, and a really bad offensive night for South Lafourche continues. Was that turnover number 4?
Not a flag. That's on Thibodaux's sideline.
Yeah, it's going to be there's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Thibodaux's sideline.
And not a coach. I think it's a play that was jawing with the official.
About what? You're winning by 6 touchdowns. Now, there's not been a very good job communicating this. The line judge is calling it out and saying that it's an unsportsmanlike conduct foul. But the other officials are ready to start the play. Like, the communication by this crew has been very poor. Now we get the official signal. And it is going against Thibodaux. BJ Young is on the numbers. He's not happy. No one's happy today. It's the regular season. Everyone's angry with the officials. The ball will be moved back to near midfield. I think the Tigers have a new quarterback. I think that their backup is actually Terrell. We'll see if that's the case. I know he's a starting receiver for them, but I think he's actually the new quarterback. Nope. My apologies. 14. It's Damian Robertson. I saw the 4 and thought that was number 4, but it's 1-4. So Robertson back there.
First and 25 for the Tigers.
Thibodaux with the running time, taking their sweet time, as you would expect. There's that little cross play. The Tarpons or Johnny on the spot, and we'll bottle it up. Short gain. Just not quite the same timing on that one as when the starters were out there.
Brown on the carry.
There's Brown on the carry, minimal gain.
Yeah, to run that play there, it takes a lot of practice to get your timing down.
So one interesting thing to note is that, and I thought it was 1st and 10, because the penalty happened after the possession change, it was 1st and 25. So now it's 2nd down and about 24 for Thibodaux. Uphill climb. See if they let Robertson put it in the air. Gonna bleed every second off of that play clock, as you should. Be an inside handoff, busting it big. Even the backups are getting a push. It's a long run to the outside, and he's going to run out of bounds. Let's see if we can get an ID on that young man. Maybe 13. Sylvester 12. Makai Sylvester. Tarpon defense hasn't had any answers all night.
It looked like 12.
Thibodaux's run it inside. They've run it outside. Now it'll be 1st and 10. Tigers in the absolute fitness red zone. They run an outside run that time, bouncing it outside, hit and dropped for a loss. Tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. On the carry was Jonathan Bell.
Tackle by number 91.
So let me ask you this, Mr. Brian Colley. Is there still heat and humidity time out in running time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Be 2nd down and about 10. 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Quarterback Robertson under center. It's a sweep to the outside, looking to turn the corner, successfully turning the corner and pushed out of bounds.
Face
and
mask.
it'll be a late flag.
I think it's a
Tackle
face
number
mask.
5, rescuing is a flag on the
14
play.
had the, excuse me, 34 had the carry. Maybe that was 24 Brown on the carry. Hard to tell these jersey numbers for the Tigers. Brian thinks it's a face mask. That would be a first down if it is. It is a personal foul face mask on South
Personal
Lafourche. That
foul
will be a
face
first
mask
down.
penalty against the Tarpons.
So ball at the 6-yard line. See if the Tigers could punch it in. Robertson under center. They technically don't have to run a play here. They could take this down to the heat and humidity break, but it looks like they'll run one. I mean, inside handoff, he just walks in. I mean, the defensive line just got blown up there. That is a touchdown by Sylvester. And the Tigers add 6 to their lead. Fun night to be a Thibodaux Tiger tonight. They are putting it on South Lafourche. The running time here. Let's see if they stop the extra point as it gets to 6. They won't, thankfully. Here's the snap, and the kick is up, and it is good. It is 49-0 Thibodaux. All Tigers. They're going to get to 1-0 tonight. Let's go ahead and take a 1-minute break here on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
At EMC Insurance, treat you like family because we are family. Visit us at our new location, 200 Highway 3161, Bud Blanche, Connecticut, Suite 3 in Cutoff. Call us at 985-325-3188. EMC Insurance. Protection you can trust, service you deserve. Don't wait any longer. Start saving money today.
Welcome back. It's 49-0 here. Thibodaux will be kicking it away. We thank you for joining us here on Coastal Broadcasting. We're on 100.3 tonight, but also on 102.7 FM and 1600 AM. Is that still Hutchinson kicking it away? It looks like it. Yeah, Zach Hutchinson, the senior kicker. He's got a big leg, and he's showcasing it here, and Hughes will just watch that one go into the end zone. Tarpons are getting beat up, and they're losing some pieces. Mack has a ice pack on the ankle. Castaneda's down on the sideline.
The pot is $313.
Mack is trying to get up and is walking a little gingerly.
$300 value from Off the Bone. The winner is a white ticket.
So we'll see if the Tarpons can build a little momentum here.
Press box. The last 4 numbers.
And what has been a drumming.
7, 7, 1. 3771. Do we have a winner? It looks like Miss Angie won.
So Billy Ott will lead the offense back out onto the field.
We're going to have a butchery in your house this weekend.
There's the snap. He's going to look to throw, and he's going to shoot it incomplete at the feet of the receiver. Petrie slid and tried to make the play. Came up a little short. Good pressure by Thibodaux.
Yeah, they're still trying to get the quarterback out of the pocket, and he didn't have time to set his feet right there. The ball came up a little short.
Tigers have been beating them up front all night long, and that continues on. As it'll now be 2nd and 10.
At this time, we'd like to announce our Salafouche High School
Inside handoff.
team.
Dardar pushing forward, didn't get a whole lot.
Starting with Miss Madison Oakland. Jade Billiard.
So bring 3rd down and 10.
Tarpon coaching staff has to be upset because
Captain
we heard all
Thibodaux.
during the offseason and some of the offensive line that they can be able to run the football. And Thibodaux just winning the battle up front.
Kylie French.
Tarpons are going to call a timeout
Haley
here.
Kistler. Caroline Griffin.
Now looks like Dre's having some cramping issues.
Aubrey
Look, man,
Gizzard.
all your skill guys are cramping up. You're out of shape. Let's call it like it is. You're out of shape.
Sophia Gilbo. Caroline Lagarde.
And I don't know how you fix that in such a short amount of time before your next ball game.
Maddie Perez.
Edie White leads 20-7 over Holy Cross with 8 minutes to go.
Sophia Richardale. Jalen Robrey. Kate Robrey. Ella Walker. Meg Walker.
PJ giving some instruction to his young quarterback, Billy Ott.
Hendry.
Looked like he was talking through some technique on a hitch and go. Let's see if that's going to be the play call here. Tarpons are in the gun. Billy Ott, and he hitches.
Well, yeah,
And he's going to look to run. He's got some room. Getting across the 30. Look at that freshman run. He's got a good first down. Attaboy. Anybody saying we don't pay attention? We saw exactly what was going on there on the sideline. It was a hitch and go. Thibodaux was all over, and then a good job by the freshman not forcing it, saying, hey, it ain't open. I'm going to go ahead and run.
Yeah, they tried to hit a wheel right on the sideline, and he was covered, but a great job. Billy on just tucking that ball and running.
Be 1st and 10, ball at the 34-yard line. 2:43 as the clock is quickly grinding down here in the running time. Billy Ott gets the grip, shoots it to the sideline, caught by Pierce, makes a man miss, and he's going to be dropped, I think, across the 6. So I think that's a Golden Motors first down.
Jacob Pearson reception.
I'll tell you this. We saw Billy Ott at Golden Meadow. He's young, and he's probably not ready to be the starter like right now, right? But I'll tell you this about the kid. He ain't scared of
No, not at all. He's not.
He is not going to be intimidated. He's going to run. He's going to lower his shoulder. Like, he is not going to be afraid of anything. He played with that reckless abandon at Golden Meadow, and there he completes his first varsity pass. Looking to throw here. We'll shoot it down the middle to Hughes, who's got it. Another completion and another Golden Motors first down.
That was a great route by Hughes. And just a perfect pass by Billy Ott.
So it's another Golden Motors first down for the Tarpons. Hughes is almost out of bounds. He's flanked out so wide to the right. This is usually a run formation for the Tarpons, usually an inside run. They want to spread out those cornerbacks as wide as they can. Instead, it's a play action and a screen to Hughes, who had a drop off of his fingertips.
2nd and 10.
Ball incomplete.
Yeah, Hughes had to jump a little bit. Ball hit him in the hands, but I just think he mistimed the jump just a little.
106 and counting in a game that has been all Thibodaux. Ball at the 43-yard line, ball pretty much in the middle of the field. Hughes flanked out wide right. They just bluffed me. That receiver all the way wide is usually a run formation. Tarpons went out of tendency there on the last one. See if they hand it off here in what is likely to be the final play of the third quarter. Billy Ott drops back. Shoot it down the field as far as he can. Coming back as Petrie can't quite make the grab. Oh, he caught it. Oh, wow. I didn't think there was any way
Top Billiard to
that
Terrence
Petrie
Petrie.
can make that catch. I guess my first mistake was underestimating Terrence Petrie. He does make the catch into the Absolute Fitness red zone, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. With our score, Thibodaux 49, South Lafourche 0. We'll see if the Tarpons can put some points on the board when we get back. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.
My name is Colin Schwartzer, aka Show Daddy. I'm in 8th grade and I play football. I go to middle school and I support Bayou Sports. Go Lions.
My name is Alexandra Davis. I go to Central Lafourche High and I play volleyball. And I support Bayou Sports. Go Trojans.
Mama's Kitchen will be supplying the food free of charge.
And the ball will be at the 14-yard line. Tarpon still got the starters out there by and large. Mack is out with some sort of ankle injury. Billy out under center. He'll keep it. Looking to bounce outside. Billy turning the corner, lowering his shoulders. Push out at the 2. And it's a Golden Motors first down in the Absolute Fitness red zone. There's an example of he ain't scared of nothing. Your ninth grader is not going to be afraid. He lowered his shoulder there. He tried to score that touchdown.
And great blocking downfield by Pierce.
How can the Tarpons finally punch one in? Ball the 3-yard line. Little confusion. The play clock down to 8. I think the Tarpons might have to call a timeout here. Oh, play clock just reset. Well, that helps. Billy gets the snap. Will hand it to Dardar. He's hit hard driving, and he's not going to get in. Number 40 for Thibodaux does an excellent job. Connor Gyro keeping him out.
2 yards to the goal line.
Dardar did a good job. It's a tough run. He got hit right when he got the ball.
Thought he was going to lose yards. Instead, he got a little closer. Waiting on the snap. Quarterback keeps it, trying to bounce outside. Thibodaux's all over it. Good open field tackle that time by number 34 on Clow.
Third down, 6 yards to go for the Tarpons.
Yeah, he tried to bounce it to the outside, but they were a little too quick.
So it'll be 3rd and goal now. Looks like a new quarterback. Nope, not a new quarterback. BJ just wanted to have a word with his quarterback, Billy Ott, who's going to now run back into the huddle. Strong side of the field to the right. He's with Dardar out there. He's going to roll out that way. He's going to be under pressure. He'll put as much into it as he can, and it's caught for a touchdown. So South Lafourche gets a blue boot bomb. Who caught that one? Was it Petrie? Yeah, Terrence Petrie on the score. Sliding catch, acrobatic catch. And the Tarpons get on the board. And congratulations to the young man, his first career passing touchdown. At the varsity level, of course. Now let's see if the Tarpons could bang home an extra point. This was a problem last week. The kicker is Wilbert Serrano. Timeout by Thibodaux. Kind of an odd time to call a timeout. Maybe they didn't have the right 11 on the field. Maybe Dre's trying to challenge the touchdown call.
Oh, he's talking to the official. That's what it is. Yeah.
Throwing the red challenge flag. We have some video, but Dre, if you're going to be watching this back later, I'm not letting you see it again. No, I think he got his hands under it. 49-6 the score, 9:32 to go. See if Serrano could kick this one through. And that's not Serrano. That is Jacob Pierce, who's going to be kicking. Remember earlier I said he was kicking into the net? Should have listened to my instincts. See if he could bang one through. A little change here at the kicker spot, and we have a flag. Offsides on Thibodaux. The holder is number 7, Jaden Lee. The kicker is Jacob Pierce.
I'm not sure why the clock is stopped here.
The Tarpons do move the ball forward about an inch. Let's go, Pierce. Let's bang it home. First, let's get the snap to him. The snap is there. The kick is up, and it is no good. There was a lot of pressure on Pierce. It was straight enough. It never got over the bar. And the extra point woes for South Lafourche continue. 9:02 to go. And you know what's interesting is it feels like the clock probably should stop during a change of possession, and it's not. Not a whole lot of consistency, but boy, we're going to keep it here as the clock is running. Thibodaux's going to have the football one more time. Starters, backups, it has not mattered. They have been able to run the football big tonight.
Olivia Rodriguez, Hallie Cantrell, Abigail Luke, Layla Rainwater, Royce Bruce.
Game's going to be over by the time the Tarpons get their kick team out there. The clock continuing to run. They've lost a minute in the exchange.
Sadie Gaspar.
I wonder if something happened to Serrano, because I don't think he's going to be out there kicking the kickoff either. He started the game.
Oh, he missed it?
Kalani Zamora.
Yeah.
Blair Alamo. Billy Sanchez.
So that's what he was arguing?
And Leslie Roman.
Yeah.
So the new Tarpon kickoff guy is going to be 3, which is Jacob Pierce. Yeah, I wonder if Serrano got dinged at some point in the game. But I mean, he did this earlier in the ball game, but he's not out there now.
Got away with one.
Yeah.
Are we at a concert here?
Here's Pierce's kick. It's a wobbly one, and is going to just kind of roll out of bounds. So Thibodaux will take over with the 35 or the 40, wherever you get it. See if the Tarpons can get a stop, because got to tell you that even the backups on the last drive were pushing forward and getting runs on the dive, and been a rough night for the Tarpon defense. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. The clock now is stopped, even though it was not stopped during the possession change, and the ball is in play now. Shout out to our guy, Tom Purr, just sprinting onto that field, getting that tee.
Where are we going to spot this ball?
Edge
41?
Oh, yeah, I don't know why it would be at the 41. Thought it was the 40. We'll see. It's going to be that crisscross play by the Tigers looking to turn the corner. Here they go. Tarpon defense has struggled all night, and here goes Thibodaux on that wing tee again across the 30, cutting back inside. Look at him go down to the 25-yard line. This has been some bad defense from South Lafourche.
Bell on the run. Big game for the Tigers.
And the Tigers bust another long one. at the 24-yard line. Inside handoff, looking to bounce outside, and now cutting back in on the handoff. Very minimal gain. Oh, he's still pushing. Thought they had him for a gain of 1 or 2, and he just kept driving, ended up picking up 6 or 7. No, it was a fumble. The Tarpons got it. That's why they kept going forward. The ball was out, so the Tarpons forced a fumble and will take over.
Yeah, that was a busted play from the start.
Yeah, it was a busted play. The Tarpons had some good penetration. We didn't see the ball come out, but that's why the pile moved us forward at the last seconds. The ball popped out. The Tarpons fell on it. So a forced turnover with 6:13 to go. Tarpon offense comes back out onto the field. Might not be able to get this one off before the heat and humidity break. 6:06 and counting. It is still Bill out there. He's going to hand it off. Is that 35 on the carry for the Tarpons? That would be Landon DeLotte, I believe.
Yeah,
Landon DeLotte, ball carry on the play. About a 3-yard
Clock
loss.
stopped.
2nd and 13.
For the heat and humidity break. Boy, this officiating crew has really struggled communicating what they're doing to us here. Now we've got it situated that it will be a heat and humidity break. Let's keep it here. We don't have very many snaps left here. We've got a scoreboard update. E.D. White's going to get a win tonight. They lead 27-7 over Holy Cross. Boy, what a win that would be for Kyle Singh and his team. Hey, Kyle told us, he said last week, boy, wouldn't it be a shame if we scheduled this hard of a schedule and we didn't come out prepared and ready to go? Well, they didn't let you down, Coach.
No, they're ready.
I believe it's Jesuit next week for them, then Hanville the week after that.
Yeah, it gets a little easier.
Second down and long here for the Tarpons. I think it's also a new quarterback out there. Brian, can you maybe help me out with your zoom lens there? Dropping back to passes number 8. I got it. Throws it to the sideline. Caught. So the pass by Bo Robert, caught by Elliott Sheremy. Gets a few. It'll be 3rd and 7. So Bo Robert, the new signal coach. We saw him in the freshman games. And a lot of young players out there now. Ahmad Taylor out there. James Billiot. 34 is Caleb Ingram.
Drake Ryan, number 74.
Yep, a lot of fresh faces here. These are some guys that unfortunately didn't get a game this week. Their freshman game and JV game got washed. Robert making some checks at the line of scrimmage. Has plenty of time. Gets the snap under a lot of pressure. Keeps his eyes down the field, looking to run. And he's going to be hit at the 25. He didn't get the first down, but he did get a positive gain out of it.
Positive gain for the Tarpons.
Don't imagine that the Tarpons would go for it here with the game well out of reach. You would think they would bring the punt team out, if for no other reason than to rep the punt team, get one out there.
27, Boyd for the Tigers.
But it looks like they're staying out there.
They'll probably come with a hard count.
Yeah.
New defense in, they're going to jump.
Yep, there you go. That's why they pay you the big bucks. So let me ask you this, okay? This is a serious question. Let's say South would have went for it there, would have got it, Thibodaux would have gotten the ball. Could they have just kept taking false starts over and over and over again and just ended the game with the running time?
Yeah.
The game could have been won. Right. I mean, that would be an extremely cheap thing to do, but in theory, they could do that.
Make you a $25 gift certificate. The way he dressed in the spirit.
It is a Golden Motors first down, by the way. Robert in the backfield. High snap over his head. He's going to try to pick it up. He's still trying to pick it up. I think he might have finally fallen on it. And it's a big loss of yardage. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. That has been the story of the night.
The tonight Community Bible Church is hosting a 5th quarter event from 8 o'clock to midnight. All 6th and 12th grade students are invited to attend.
3:30 to go. We got another handful of snaps in this one with the running time. Congratulations to Thibodaux. They've improved to 1-0 on the season. The Tigers have a brutal non-district schedule. They've got some big challenges coming up after this one. Robert waiting on the snap from the gun. He's got it. Will shoot a little slant that's incomplete. Was intended for us at 34 out there. I believe that was Caleb Ingram. It was intended for.
Incomplete intended to number 34, Caleb Ingram. 3rd and long for the Tarpons.
Next week, my friend, I have no clue where we're going. I mean, I know the school, but I've never been in the area. I have no clue the area that Pearl River High School is in. I've never been to the stadium, never seen the school. Be some uncharted territory for me. You as well?
Yeah, but we'll make it happen.
Yep. Didn't know if you'd been there for basketball or anything of the sort. 3rd and awfully long for the Tarps here. Robert under a lot of pressure, and he's going to be crushed. That's a sack there and a late flag. The helmet's off, so that's maybe a clue that there was a face mask involved. Let's see. Tarpons are saying it's on Thibodaux. When the quarterback's helmet's off, that's usually a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
And we have a personal foul on the Tigers. But it will still be 4th down. Because personal fouls in the high school game, if you're just tuning in and are not aware, those are not automatic first downs. Some are, but not all. Riverside Academy making a charge. Terrebonne leads 33-28 late in the 3rd quarter. Be 4th down and about 6 for the Tarpons here. 2:25 to go. See if Robert can maybe complete a pass. Tigers show blitz. Rolls out to the right, looking to run. He's got a 1st down and more. Robert will lower his shoulder across midfield. And the helmet's off again, which means the Thibodaux defenders are probably saying, hey, man, I didn't pull his helmet off. It just fell off. Billy Ott is going to come back in and play quarterback.
It's a great job by Robert as a freshman. He's not scared. He took that ball, went straight up the field.
Yeah, Coach Chandler plays both Billy Ott and Robert at quarterback in those freshman games. Those are 2 guys that are going to continue to fight for that spot in the future. Billy Ott gets the snap. Inside handoff, just not a whole lot. Boy, I'll say this. You got to give Thibodaux credit. No matter if it's the first offense, the second offense, second defense, whatever it may be, they're playing hard. I think that was Zion Gray on the carry.
Tackle made by number 40, Jaro.
And you got to also tip your cap to Coach Dre Trosclair. He was not expecting to be the defensive coordinator of this team coming into the season. Well, Dre, one night down, you could check off the box there. Your defense was well prepared and played very good football tonight.
It's not an easy thing to do to stop a B.J. Young offense, and they did tonight.
Yes, they did. Billy Ott will roll out to the right. He'll shoot it to the sideline, incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. 3rd down.
Intended for number 20, James Billy Ott. Maybe one more play, and then that'll be all she wrote. 45 seconds to go. Well, nope, BJ's calling a timeout. So there'll be a little more than that. We'll keep it right here. Luke, we want to thank Luke Plaisance in our ESPN 100.3 studios doing an outstanding job. This is a big weekend for us on Coastal Broadcasting because we've got the LSU and Nichols game. Of course, another station has the broadcasting rights for LSU. Well, Coastal Broadcasting has the broadcasting rights for Nichols State University. So Jack Benjamin will be on the call tomorrow in Death Valley.
Jack Benjamin.
You think
I heard that name before.
Yes, sir. You think do you think Truck's going to owe his buddy a steak dinner? He's got 21 points with the Colonels.
Oh, Truck's winning that bet.
I don't think so. But hey, I have been wrong on so
Hey.
many of my predictions so far this season.
Did you
so.
think we'd go through this entire game with not a raindrop?
Nope. Did I think this would be a blowout? Nope. I mean, I could go on and on. Did I think USC would beat LSU? Nope. So maybe I'm not the right one to listen to. Yep, the weather has cooperated. I understand out in Homa it's not cooperating. It's pouring at the Terrebonne game from what I understand. 3rd and 11. Billy out on a little counter or nothing. All over it is the Thibodaux defense. They handed it off to 41 Zion Gray. He got swallowed up. I think that'll be the end of the game. I don't think either team needs to see anything more. It looks like it will be the final snap of the game with our final score, Thibodaux 49, South Lafourche 6. It was a butt whooping on the Bayou, and the Tigers delivered it to the Tarpons tonight. Let's take a 3-minute break. When we get back, Brian Kale and I are going to get our final thoughts. Thibodaux comes down to Bayou and puts a hurting on Big Blue. Thanks for listening, but we'll have our post-game show right out of this break here with Thibodaux getting the win. We'll be right back on the Tarpon Sports Radio Network.